Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, Vladimir Putin extremely angry with all the agitations that Donald Trump has had to make all the statements yesterday made by Donald Trump, including the decision taken by the European Union. You know that Vladimir Putin has remained calm yesterday, but the response was on the ground. During the night of the 23rd to the 24th October 2025, Odessa knows the fire. The Ukrainian region of Odessa has experienced the use of a new bomb never used by Russia since the beginning of the conflict, and the damage is enormous. Yes, the message behind this, it is very clear. It's a deep message. You know, all day yesterday, it was heating up on Vladimir Putin, the statements here, over there, and so on and so forth. Russia had remained calm, but it is now that Putin has started to answer. What happened in Odessa yesterday night? It's another one level that Russia has just reached. As part of this conference, Geopolitics dedicated to current events global, it is from this news that we're going to talk. Of course, before continue, agree to share. You must share the conference as much as possible. Give lots of likes and don't forget, especially not to click on the button, subscribe or follow if this is your first time to come across my video. There you go. Always remember to leave your different opinions in the comments. Let's go into the depths, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go into the depths. Vladimir Putin, so angry, does not just hits in a mess. He has transformed Odessa into a killing ground, these new weapons. That is to say, the weapons that he will use against NATO, or at least against the West from Kazan. He began to bring out his weapons. Among these weapons, we have a guided bomb, the KB-500S bomb, KAB-500S, a guided bomb that can be dropped through airplanes, Su-30 hunting rifle. Vladimir Putin, he is angry. There, he is ready to show to the eyes of the west of Kazan what it is capable. They said they want continuity of the conflict, that it is Putin problem. Okay, Putin accepts then therefore agree to be truly the problem. So he agrees to go really in the war, and he is mobilizing his military arsenal to show that it is really capable. Let's go in the depths, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a targeted attack from the side from Odessa. These are guided bombs that Russia used for the first time. For the very first time. And the buttocks are reported by the chief of the Odessa military administration. His name is Olper. You are the keeper. He is the one who relays the facts. He is the head of administration military from Odessa. He says that Russia used for the first time guided aerial bombs KB-500S and UPAB-1500 against infrastructure, civil and logistical. The word civil, there they use regularly to demonstrate that the Russia violates the rules of law. International, in particular the rules of the right in the war. Good. Civil infrastructure, as he himself adds logistics. Civil and logistical infrastructure. These are civil infrastructures which have been in use for some time by Ukraine and NATO for military purposes. However, according to the law in war, IHL, there is only when a goal, a civil property, changes its objective, changes its purpose, begins to shelter goods military, it ceases to be an objective civilian, it becomes a military objective. So it happened near Odessa. Several detonations were recorded near the industrial port and areas, peripheral residential areas. Odessa always. You know, that's where finds one of the major Ukrainian ports. The type of weaponry in question is precision bombs that were precision bombs dropped remotely by Su-30 fighters, which have satellite guidance, GLONASS. GLONASS satellite guidance is extremely new technology, powerful and dangerous. That's to say, the bomb is guided by satellite. Hunters, pilots can drop remotely, and the rest of the work, it is the satellites which do. So the Russian pilots are in security. It's a new technology which also surprises NATO, which surprises the West, since this war is teaching the West the types of ammunition, the types of weapons that Russia has. What are Russia's capabilities? With this strike, they come. The Russia has just demonstrated that all this that you have seen so far, it was little one. We have something else in store. And when we go out of our gongs, you won't be able to we will be unpredictable. That is why yesterday, in the statement of Putin, Putin had said that we are able to carry out multiple strikes in an unpredictable manner. If you hear that you're going to plan a strike by defense systems, moreover, which are defective, the patriotic systems and so on, if you hear that you will predict the strike, it's because you at least know what are the types of weapons that have the enemy, and you have the necessary tool who can cope with this type of weapon. Okay, that's it. But if that's not the case, but listen, when the strike is unpredictable, the weapon that the enemy has and the adversary is unpredictable, you can't do anything about it. Let's continue. Let's go into the depths. And so it must be said that it must be said that these bombs, precision, which are dropped and which are guided by satellite guidance, GLONASS allows for strikes at 40 to 50 kilometers from the front line. And so Moscow shows that it can strike with precision without exposing its pilots by transforming Odessa into strategic testing ground. That's it. And according to the Kremlin, these strikes respond to provocations for the Kremlin. They did it on purpose, since currently there are a lot of provocations that are underway. Ukrainian provocations, Ukraine's allies linked to massive delivery of Western arms in Ukraine. So, what is the political target? This is to make it clear that any Western military assistance will be now considered a target indirect. That's very clear. So Russia don't joke. There have been many explosions. Outside is starting to really be an ash of ruin. This is unfortunately what is happening.